right now we're on our way to spend our first night on the sailboat.
Oh, it's so exciting. We've got our pillows.
We don't have the AC working yet, obviously, but it's supposed to be like 64, 62 degrees tonight, so we won't need it, hopefully. That would be crazy if we did.
First night sleeping on the boat. Got all these mattresses cut out today, and we're just using the fabric I bought for them and the mattress cover that came with it. It's not all sewn together yet, but that's no matter. Ooh. Check that out. Got a real bed now and real blankets. See? And now that's all.
I'm back here in the aft berth, peeling away rotten wood. There's this panel here, and behind it is this awesome rotten hole. Thought I would share that with you guys. You gotta be really careful because you start picking at one little peely piece of rotten wood, and then it kind of leads you to the next piece of rotten wood and the next piece of rotten wood, and you just kind of tear into a lot more than you were planning on. But all the wood that's like rotten has to come out, but it's just got to do it a little bit at a time. Sometimes I get a little carried away.
Hello! I got a new foam cutter and this thing works awesome. So I cut out some insulation pieces and I've got this final one measured and cut. Check that out. Yep. Oh, it's so exciting. It looks so good. So we've got, what is this, inch thick insulation, and we're gonna put this on the ceiling too, and then we've got some exciting styles to see once this is all up.
While Savannah's cutting foam, I'm gonna start working on rebuilding the companionway hatch. It was kind of all shattered and leaking really bad, so I'm gonna screw it back together and try and make it a little more secure too. Wanted to do a quick follow-up on how the windshield adhesive worked for sealing the windows into the hatches. It was an epic failure. So this one we did, and boop, ta-da! Didn't work at all. It's sealed, like it's smooth. It's sealed all the way around, but it just doesn't adhere to the acrylic at all. And so the acrylic, as it flexes a little bit, it just doesn't seal down. We need this to be a really good watertight seal. And the good news is it didn't adhere at all, so it's really easy to clean off. We got our cool cooler, the cool cooler. It fit in the car with like less than 1/8 of an inch to spare. So that was good. We were able to transport it here in the car. And I'm about to cut the front of this off and work on getting it fit in there. So I got it wrestled in there, and it does just, I mean, it's as far back as it can go, and you can see about where the counter front's gonna be right here. This is the under sink area in the galley, and it is a pretty big mess of hoses. Great news is, without the countertop on, it's way easier to get in here and mess with all this stuff. So I'm gonna start doing that. Gonna make sure I know what everything is before I start blasting it apart. So this pump is not hooked up to anything. This pipe runs down into the bilge where it's not connected to anything. The outlet, which is not connected to anything. It looks like this is maybe not hooked up to anything. Probably not working. It goes down here and then it tees again and goes two different ways. This one comes down here and tees out again. There's so many tees and so much stuff that just was never connected to anything. It's just hasn't been hooked up to anything. I'm just waiting to like take one of these off and have water like start pouring through it from outside. No, that's not gonna happen. It has already happened once. The little bit of water that's coming out of these pipes smells disgusting. I hope none of this is coming from our fresh water tanks, and that's not what the inside of our water tanks smell like. It is crazy though. I feel like most days we end up taking like 1 or 2 big bags of rotten wood to the dumpster, and it's like feels like there shouldn't even be a boat left at this point, but it's like, oh, it's still here. Yeah,
Looks pretty good.
good enough. Yeah, we're temporarily shifting back to kind of outside stuff like waterproofing. Finishing the hatches, we need to install the rubber seals on the inside where they actually seat and put them back on their hinges and just seal little leaks and stuff. I got the stuff we need to put the windlass back down and seal it, and so yeah, doing stuff like that. So that yesterday we fixed like the last 2 like leaks that we know of on the boat still. So next time it rains, there should be theoretically like no water dripping in. Yeah, it's cold now. It's really cold, atypically cold for this time of year. I'm a little chilly, but it's like too hot if you put on a jacket. So I'm just living the slightly chilly life. So I just put the seal on this window, and I had that much extra left out of all this. This is the second window I did, and I had just enough. Guess a lot's been happening off camera that I haven't been thinking about. I've been working a little on this companionway. This top was broken, so I've trimmed it, and I've got a new piece of wood cut to fill that. And I redid the companionway. So now instead of rotting wood and cracked plexiglass that leak a bunch, it's got new polycarbonate and aluminum. It's a lot more secure than it is. This has a thick piece of aluminum behind it, but I kept the old handle just because I like the shape of it and the feel of it. Everything's bolted in with lock nuts. It's a lot harder to get into and a lot harder for water to get into.
Andy added this little piece because when we closed it, there was a little gap here, and we actually had rats come onto our boat through there. You can kind of still see some of their little tracks in the sanding dust, but no more. So we got these sweet new vents, and Steven put some stainless steel mesh in there to prevent bugs and stuff from coming in. And we got all the hatches reattached.
It's voiceover Steven here. I'm going to start trying to make shorter videos more often. The first long video I made was supposed to be the last, but I got a ton of views, and I mistook that for longer videos being what people wanted. At this point, most of the people that watch our videos are still friends and family, so I wanted to ask you guys for some help. Comment on the video and tell me what you think would make the videos better, or text me if you have my number. I think that what we are doing is definitely ambitious and cool enough to be successful on YouTube, but I want to do it well. You would not believe all that I have going on in my life outside of the boat project, but hopefully soon I'll have a lot more time to dedicate to making better videos more consistently, and I want to do that with your advice. So tell me, what would make our videos more enjoyable, good enough that you would want others to see it? I really enjoy doing this, and I want others to enjoy me doing it too, so hopefully we can all enjoy it for a long time. Thank you all for supporting us this far. Going to our favorite store that we're here like twice a day.
That's like the best little crinkly sound.
I just need to stop
We can
ranting.
open up all the windows
I
and
should
hatches
know
and
better.
it's gonna be great.
Than to rant and tangent on a YouTube video or on a video, because I'll cut it out when I go to make the YouTube video. But I still do it. It's terrible. It is like my dream job, but it pays pretty horribly.